Hello, 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 everyone. Hello, 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 everyone. We're back for another edition of Spread Those Cheeks for the Tea Season 2. This time we have another person from the show that's just causing so much riffraff on social media. Yes, it's Bobby I Love You PURRR show. We have Mr. Mason, aka TBD, here to tell us. He's just going to tell us a lot of things about him before the show, after the show, and all those amazing, great things. So, without further ado, let's bring him to the stage, Mr. Alexander Mason.
Hey, what's poppin'? What's poppin'? What's poppin'?
What's good? How are you?
I'm feeling great. How about you? How are you?
I'm great. Glad to have you here. Glad to finally set this up and have it going.
Hell yeah! Thanks for having me. I gotta say, I love the name "Spread Them Cheeks." Oh, because I love when motherfuckers spread them cheeks.
Yes, period. So, for those who may not know you, who may be new to this internet business, tell us who you are, what we may know you from, just a little introductory facts.
Okay, I want to say this was supposed to be in person. I was out in your streets, but the timing didn't get to work out and shit. But I'm Alexander Mason. They also call me Mason. I do music. I've done TV for a while, acting since a kid, modeling, all types of stuff. I was a Hollywood socialite, you know what I mean? But now more people are now know me from Zeusnetwork. Shout out to Zeusnetwork, so yeah. What was the other say? Wait, what was the other question you said? Tell them who you are. You said, right? That's all you said, right?
Yeah, and what we may know you from and all those
okay,
things.
yeah, all type of shit. Look, a lot of people know from other shit, but if you don't know, do your homework. Do your homework.
Yes, so before we get into the popular Bobby show, let's talk about a little bit pre before you got on the show. You said that you started out in Hollywood. How early did you actually get into acting? And tell us how exactly did you start?
Yeah, I mean, I've always been connected basically all my life. Like, even down from my dad, he was held by Smokey Robinson. You know what I mean? Like, I have famous cousins. I was babysat by different people. Like, I don't know if you ever seen Fight of Temptations, Aunt Sally. Aunt Sally, she used to babysit me when I was a kid. I remember her. Like, she's like, yeah, a lot of people. Like, I used to talk to Floetry on the phone because they was talking about Godmom. She did someone from Boyz II Men. Motherfucker, MC Hammer's my cousin. So I've always been around. You know what I mean? But the first show I did, I was 14 years old, and it aired, in America, but it was like really huge in Canada, New Zealand, different places outside the country. I'm not gonna say the name. I was a kid. I posted.
No, I think I know what show.
You might know. So a lot of people are like, I used to watch that, but some people are like, what is it? I'm like, no, that's embarrassing. But whatever, it's accomplishment. But then I did like blogging and shit. Like as a teenager, so I was talking to different celebrities like Tammy Roman, different people. Like they would always like tune into my shit. That's how I first got connected with Natalie when I was like 19. You know what I mean? Like so, I've always been involved and around. And then I started getting invited. I started being like adult now. So now I'm get to go to different shit. You know what I mean? So I'll be getting invited to like different Hollywood events. That's like exclusive. I wouldn't really go into the clubs. I would go into like the Hollywood Hills, Beverly Hills, the hotels. That's where all the celebrities go. You know what I mean? So that's where I would be at, just networking, connecting and stuff like that. Being at those different kind of parties, getting invited to Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, become friends with people like that. You know what I mean? Get paid to be on set, stuff like that. Different things, small roles on short films, commercial stuff, well, all different kind of shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. So then that's how I end up like years now. I'm still in my 20s, but
okay, shout out to the 20s.
Shout out to the 20s, you know what I mean? But I've always just networked and made relationships with people. That's how I ended up getting on Zeus, But I originally told them like I wanted my own bisexual love. So I already had 20,000 followers before getting on Zeus. You know what I mean? People already knew who I was from when I was a kid and doing different stuff, Hollywood socialite, online, doing all different shit. You know what I mean? So people already knew who I was. You know what I mean? And so. Yeah, I'm like, what? And he was like, well, Zeus people don't really know who you are, so you'd have to get on a love show or a Bad Boys Club. That's what I was told. So I was like, I'll do a love show, my own love show. I want like Flavor of Love, I Love New York. You know what I mean? Like, that's all I was thinking in my head. So I was like, I'll do the love show. I do music. My artist name is They Love Mason, So I was like, I'll do the love show. So that's how I got on Zeus.
Okay. So you said that you were invited to be at tapings for Love and Hip Hop. Have you ever ran into Bobby before getting on the show?
Season 4, it was lit, y'all. It was lit. That's how I got the name Messy Mason. But no, we just knew like some of the same people and shit like that, you know. But I never saw him or anything before that.
Okay.
I never really seen. Honestly, the only season I really watched was Hollywood. You know, because I'm not from here, so I know motherfuckers out here and shit like that. Then, like when I was a kid, Mama would watch Atlanta, so I would catch some things on there, but I never really sat and watched the other franchises before.
Okay. So when it came time to audition for Bobby I Love You PURRR, you said initially the conversation with that you wanted your own show. So they recommended you to go on one of their shows that they were coming out with. And you picked Bobby's show. Why did you pick his show versus any other show that they would have tried to cast you on?
Well, this was like maybe 2 months before it was even put out who the name was for his greenlit, anything. Like, I didn't know who it was for. I thought it was for Wop Wop, or I thought it was for Bad and Bougie, low key. You know what I mean? Because I heard they was coming out with something. So
Seem to have a few technical difficulties, you guys. So.
My bad. Somebody called me. My phone's on fucking D&D. I don't know what the fuck that's about. My bad.
Oh, yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, cool. Where was I? Oh yeah, so I wasn't told who it was for. I already agreed to it, and then I found out who it was for when everybody saw the trailer. Like, Rolling Around Bobby Lights. That's when I knew. Like, oh, so I was like, that's the show I'm going on. They're like, yeah, and I was like, oh, okay. So I'm down to go get to know him. Whatever, we go for Around Love. I was like, you know, we go for Around Love and Hip Hop. So you know, let's see what's happening. You know what I mean? But yeah, I had no idea. But shit, I was like, fuck it.
So going into it, you didn't really have any real feelings for Bobby besides the casual acquaintances that you guys knew other people and things like that?
Yeah, like I watched videos of him and stuff like that after I was told about it. I was like, let me just check him out and stuff like that. And like then what I saw, he didn't have surgeries, no shade, you know, so he looked different, you know. But I didn't think he was a bad looking person or anything like that, you know. So I was like, whatever, you know, like. But it wasn't like, oh, I know, like, oh, like, no, it wasn't like that. Like, oh, I'm here. I can't wait to see Bobby. I'm in love with him. It wasn't like that. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, okay, let's see who this person is. Let's see what this is about to be like. Let's see what's about to go down. You know?
True. Okay. And before we get into the cast and things like that, I want to ask, why did you choose to leave early on episode 4?
Yes, I left because it was a lot of shit going on, home shit. And I also was filming another show before it, like, so when they told me that I was casted, I went and did a cameo on Chasing LA, which is out now. The cameo is out. It came out. It's out, you know? So I went and did that, but I was also filming another show. I don't know if I can say the name yet, but it's a season 2. I was filming that already, but they never said I couldn't do no other shows. You know what I mean? I can't talk about that, but you know, I was able to go sneak off real quick. You know what I mean? I was like, let me go do this real quick. So I was there for like almost 3 weeks, and I lived by myself. You know what I mean? I had animals at the time. I had somebody house sitting, and they got shit to do too. This motherfuckers on TV do music. Got to go to the Bay, make music. You know what I mean? They can't pause their life. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it was that. My producer was always texting me like, "Where you at? What's going on? Why you ain't in the room? What?" And then this person's like. Other person's like, okay, I don't know if I'll be able to stay at your house, you know what I mean? But I put the food, I was like, okay, like, this is too much. And then I was there for about 2 weeks. We didn't do no challenges yet. And, like, it was just like, what are we doing? Like, you know what I mean? It was like, so I was like, I'm about to just leave. Like, I already came. I'm about to turn it up real quick. And then I'm about to just bounce out because shit, I got other shit going on. We're not doing nothing that I thought we would do. Like, I thought, like, right when we got there that we was going to do, like, a mixer something like that. You know what I mean? That's what I thought. I thought everybody was gonna be like me. I thought people would be like me and Ike, and like you know, like me and Ike, like me and Tracks. I think on Track. A lot of people are like me and Tracks. You know what I mean? Like you know. So, but then it wasn't that. So I was like, okay, you know. But yeah, it was kind of feeling like a waste of time. Like I love Zeusnetwork producers and stuff like that, but I was just like I was starting to get my time wasted. And then by the time I figured I was leaving, shit. now it's a challenge. You know what I mean? It's like I'm over it, but now I don't even want to do this motherfucking challenge. You know what I mean? We've been here for a motherfucking 2 weeks and we haven't done shit. Every day y'all keep saying we're gonna do this and do that, and then everybody fought for fucking 6 hours. Literally, everyone's seeing 2-minute fight. The shit was going on all fucking day, and now they're like, well, now you can't do this. So it's like, well, what the fuck? Like, it's time to go. What's the fuck?
Okay, time to get to another bag.
Yeah, for real.
So, since we discussed that a little bit, let's start getting into the show. And a fun thing I like to do on these interviews is do a roll call where I'll name each cast member and you tell us what you like about them, what you may not like about them, any last words that you want to say for them. And since you weren't at the reunion, this is a perfect job for you.
That's so funny.
I know,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, I was too busy with NBC, no shade.
Yes.
Like,
So, do you want to tell everyone why you didn't go to the reunion before we get into that? Because I know everyone would love to know.
Everyone would. I don't know if I can say the name of the show yet, but stay tuned. Follow me on Instagram. But I can say one show, Bosses on the Rise. Looking up on Instagram. I did a cameo on there, and that's dope. It's like it was a bunch of females, like bomb-ass females living together, and they all were like self-made boss women. And I know they're out there making moves and shit like that. So they was like, "Hey, pull up!" So I was in Vegas for like 2 weeks. And yeah, and then I went right to fucking Chicago and was doing NBC. I could say I sued somebody. That's what I say. I sued somebody, and it's on NBC.
Ooh, stay tuned and shout out to Bosses on the Rise. Stay tuned, y'all. I have an interview with someone from Bosses on the Rise coming up.
Hey,
stay tuned for that flyer to be dropping later on today.
Yes.
But, we're gonna get right on into the cast members. Let's start easy. Let's start with Miss Mamas.
Wait, what about them? What I do and don't like?
Yeah, if you have any like final words, anything like that, just anything you want to say on anybody.
Miss Mamas, I like your lips.
Oh,
I don't like your attitude. I don't like how fake you are.
Ooh, so do you feel like the persona that she was putting on was a little added for the cameras?
No. I think it was like a TV personality, but it was funny. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, this bitch funny. But I don't know. I don't think he would really say those things around those people.
True.
Yeah,
that seems to happen when it comes with, television and all those things. Cameras.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Next person we're gonna get into is Mr. Crush, aka Colgate.
What do I like? I like he's short. I like that.
He's short.
And he's blonde with freckles. I like that.
Short.
But yeah, I love the blondes. But what do I dislike? I don't know. Really don't have anything I dislike about him, honestly.
Okay. When it comes to the fights that were on camera, do you feel like his fights were organic, or do you think they were kind of production made fights? Because he kind of was in a lot of drama.
How do I say? Comedy say. Okay, so in a sense, like for instance, the fight with him and Dimitri, like from what I remember, it really didn't have anything to do with him until he got juice thrown at him, but it was like it wasn't really directed to him, but the juice got on him, so he was mad about that. So then they put it on TV. I don't know.
Right.
And then with him and with Jameson, that was funny, but like he laughed about it after, like, that was from my scene. He was the one's like, bitch, you need to get your it's fun. I was like, oh hell no, y'all bitches are tripping, like, cause everybody was cool off camera, like all you bitches are tripping, y'all getting drunk and fighting, and then be but shit, I end up doing it too.
Okay.
Right.
Next person on the list, since we just mentioned him, Mr. Dimitri, one of the more firecrackers of the house.
I love Dimitri. That's like the only really person I talk to every day. Like that's like my friend. I love Dimitri. I like him. He's honest. He's just himself. He don't really care he just don't care. He's like me. So he don't really think. He just do and say. You know what I mean? So that's why I love him, because he's just himself and he just don't give a fuck. There's not really thing I don't really dislike anything about him either, honestly. Like, he's never really rubbed me the wrong way or pissed me off or irritated me or anything like that. The only time he ever really rubbed me the wrong way is before I knew who he was. He said something like, when we're doing green screens, this is just the LA thing of me. He told somebody, he was like, oh yeah, I'm from LA. I lived in Malibu or something like that. And I was like, bitch, LA is not Malibu. So that kind of irritated. You know what I mean? Like, but it was never anything like, oh, it was nothing like that. I always just laughed. He got a rise out of people. It was funny. You know, it's a show. So, but he didn't really do it on purpose. Like, he was just being him and people just get irritated. So I live. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When it comes to Dimitri's don't give a fuck attitude, as you just mentioned, do you think that's what caused a lot of the drama with people in the house, or do you think he was kind of going a little too extra to push them for a little more?
I think that I feel like he just didn't give a fuck and he was being himself, and it rubbed him the wrong way and it was pissing him off. I don't think he just kept trying to piss them off until, because he's from Brooklyn, you know what I mean? So if somebody come at him or say something, then yeah, now he's gonna antagonize you. But if he were to say something that pissed you off, and if you would be like, oh, that kind of rubbed me the wrong way, then he'd be like, oh shit, then he'll just like, they all have a discussion. But if you like, bitch, then he'll be like, oh, bitch. You know what I mean? Like, okay, watch this now. You know what I mean? Okay, he's a Leo. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I get him. I'm a Leo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes a little more sense now.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of a little more sense, let's talk about Mr. Ike, one of the more quiet people in the house.
Mm-hmm. I like him. Water sign gang. He's a Cancer. I'm a Pisces, so I liked him. He was cool. Yeah. He had a fat booty. He had a fat booty. I like that.
Did you know about him prior to Bobby show, because he was on some of the chasing series?
Yeah. Honestly, the only chasing I ever saw was LA, and that was because Jayla, she's my cousin, and I used to get invited. I mean, like, not blood cousin, because see, everybody's like, oh, y'all cousins. Like, no, like, we like grew up together, so we like cousins. You know what I mean? But like, that's family. You know, like, but we're like, but that's my best friend. You know what I mean? Like. I have a few best friends, but that's one of them. You know what I mean? That's the person that was at my house. You know what I mean? This is the bitch, the only person I got to keep in my house. Nobody got to keep in my motherfucking house but Jayla. You know what I mean? Like, so that says a lot. But anyways, back to what I was saying. So years ago, I invited to my friend Legendary Damon is one of my friends, and he's friends like Lil Kim, Madonna, like a lot of high up Jennifer Hudson, like a lot of important people, you know, like, and he's older, so he's been around and he knows everybody, and everybody in Hollywood that's important. Because motherfuckers be trying. I heard Miss Mama say, "I never seen him around, bitch, because you can never go where I go." So he throws Hollywood parties, industry people, Janelle Monáe, everybody, all the celebrities be at his motherfucking place. You know what I mean? Like Zell Swag be there, like everybody be there. You know what I mean? Like Meghan Trainor, everybody be in that bitch. You know what I mean? Like they all go to his parties. So I brought on Tuesdays. He used to have like everybody used to come and watch Pose together. There's like a industry movie nights. Thursday nights were all the jumping. We go, it's lit. You know what I mean? Like different places on different weeks. And yeah, so I invited Jayla to one of his like movie nights, and then Q was there. I didn't know who Q was, but she was like, oh my god, that's Q. Like I gotta talk to him. And I was like, who the fuck is Q? And she was like, he's from Chasing Atlanta. And I was like, oh, okay, well, come on, let's go talk. So she went and talked to him and stuff like that, took a picture of them for them, and then she's like, you should do a Chasing LA. And he's like, bitch, I ain't going to LA, what the fuck? Like, I'm just here visiting type shit. You know what I mean? And a year later, he ended up coming up with Chasing LA, and it was because of her, you know what I mean? So boom, she got her spot solidified. So that was dope. I was happy to connect with them, make that happen. You know what I mean? So when that came out, I watched it because they even showed me on the I was another one of Jayla's videos, so they showed me before, and I was on set a couple times just around, you know. So yeah, I watched that. I thought it was dope. And then he told me it's something about, I forgot how Chasing got brought up, and me and him talked about Chasing. He's like, yeah, I'm on Chasing Atlanta. And I was like, oh shit, I just filmed Chasing LA. You know, I know some people on there. Oh, you know that person? Yeah, you know, we talked about it. So that's when I knew, yeah.
Right. Okay.
But I fuck with him. He's cool. I fuck with him.
Yeah, I think he's definitely cool. He just needs to make his presence a little more known in certain scenes, but can't push anyone too much out of their element.
Right.
Next person we're gonna get on into is your roommate. So
What do I like? He's chill, smoke weed, dark skin. You know, he's easy to look at. He's chill. You know, he's not problematic. He's a Leo too. Like he's cool. There's not really anything I don't dislike about him either. Yeah, I just think about it. Nope.
Okay.
But he was cool, you know. But I haven't really talked to him in a while.
True. Next person, Big Bird, who you kind of had a situation with. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah. So they edited a scene out of me and Dimitri when we were standing outside. When we was all outside, me, Dimitri, Saul, and Hercules. When we was outside, they edited out a scene of me and Dimitri talking shit about the guys, and they did hear from the balcony and stuff like that. So he was like, "Oh, TBD was talking shit and stuff like that." So he did hear that I was talking shit, but we didn't get to film anything else again that day. So it was like the next day. Then I finally filmed with him, so he expressed how he felt. But I live for it because I just want people to hate me. You know what I mean? So I just loved it. I was like, oh, okay. Okay. But I didn't even know he was gonna I didn't even know he was trying to sneak me. I thought it was another big one happening behind me. I thought people was fighting behind me. I was like, let me get the fuck out of the way because I don't want to accidentally get hit. I want to get hit, and then all of a sudden I was the worst and I was supposed to get hit. I was like, I turned around, he's on the floor. I was like, but you know, I'm a child star. You just know that they was saying they was always bragging about that low key. Like they'd be like, "Oh, Mason's. You guys were nervous about the green screens? Oh, Mason's not nervous. Mason been doing this for a long time. Mason, when I was doing my green screens, it was just us producers. They be like, Mason, he been doing TV. We don't got to worry about Mason. Everybody had to. They were saying everybody's looking up on them green screens. I was the only person that just did my shit. You know what I mean? They didn't have to be like, can you redo it? Can you say this? Can you act like this? They didn't have to do that with me. There's actually a question. I'd be like, yeah, you know, I felt like this, and you know, and it was just like, what? And it was like, yeah, okay, we're gonna keep that next question. You know, they was like, damn, you good, you good, you know. So that was fun. I kind of got distracted. No, but what I do like about Big Bird is that he don't like he's a Pisces, so it's Pisces gang. You know what I mean? And I like that he's just himself. He don't give a fuck, and he's just him. You know, and I love people that just. If he care what people think, he don't act like it. I love people that don't give a fuck what they think, what people care about them. I don't care. Like people think about you and you don't care. I fuck with that. You know what I mean? Like, because I'm that type of person. Like, I love like on his music video, he's naked on a fucking billboard. Like, bitch, what? You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, I love Big Bird. It's Pisces gang. We had that situation, but we really talked it out and we got over it because it was just like, who gives a fuck? Like, we're not even in the house anymore. We're not competing anymore. You know what I mean? And of course I was gonna talk shit. You know what I mean? So it's like, but I really don't like. He's never really did anything for me to dislike about him either. Honestly, I can say that I don't really. I could be shady and make up some shit, but I'm be honest. Like I can't think of like about. I'm be honest. Like I can't think of anything about him that really pissed me off.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Someone that did noticeably piss you off on the show was Mr. Crouton. Let's get on into
Crouton. We're gonna put a Miss in front of that.
Oh, not Miss Crouton.
That is Miss Crouton. What do I like about him? I don't know. I can't think of anything.
Well, let's start with how did the situation of the fight happen? Can you kind of walk us through those deleted scenes?
So I'm gonna be real. That was one of the he was one of the people I was talking shit about too. People did really feel type of way about me talking shit. You know what I mean? But I'm the type of person like I'm a media minded. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm not gonna talk about anything off. At the end of the day, I'm not gonna talk about anything off camera. Like if I said something on camera and you're mad about what I said on camera, bitch, don't pull me inside and be like, I don't like it. So that bitch, wait till the next time the camera's rolling and be like, I don't like it because it's already recorded. It's already recorded. You know what I mean? So wait till that motherfucking camera. I'm like, bitch, why? Even if the camera's not rolling, we eating and chilling in the house. We eat some motherfucking nachos, bitch. We eat some motherfucking nachos. When that motherfucking camera roll, bitch, what I said, and bring that shit up. That's how I am. You know what I mean? Like, this is not real life. We at work. You know what I mean? Yeah, we here for somebody, but at the end of the day, for me at least, cameras, this is working. You know what I mean? Like, for me, I'm on the clock. I'm getting
Well,
paid
you
to
know,
work.
some
This is what I
girls
do for a
on
living.
reality shows ain't be getting paid, so.
Yeah, some of these hoes don't be getting paid. That's another story.
Right.
But yeah, so it's like I was talking shit, and they did hear I was talking shit, so they did bring it up. That really is the real case. But I already was planning to leave for like 2 days because I was like over it. I'm like, we haven't done shit. I'm ready to fucking go. I already expressed to the producer, I'm ready to fucking go. So shit, I told him to bring it up on camera. He was like, oh, I did hear that, or whatever. We were talking and stuff like that. And he was like, I did hear that. I brought him to the side because the producers was talking. They said that he was in the background and a few other people were in the background, and they were about to get sent the fuck home. And I was like, wait, light bulb. Well, if we stir up some shit, you can stay, bitch, and I can go home. You know what I mean? That's what I'm thinking. That's what's in my head. So, I put that bitch to the side, like, look, bitch, you in the background. They said they about to send your ass home. He's like, well, I did hear you talking shit. I was like, let's bring it up on camera. Bring it up on the camera. You know what I mean? And he's okay. I was like, yeah, we're gonna just do a big one. We're gonna just do a big one. People you hit me first. You white, so you hit me first. You know what I mean? Like, people gonna think you'll pop off. I literally said that, so I was like, people gonna think you'll pop off. Like, this is the conversation we had. And he was okay, yeah. So I'm gonna just say that, like, I was like, be like, I don't like TBD because he was talking to me on Wire or something like that. That's what I told him. You know what I mean? Like, TBD, he literally said what I told him to say. And then I was like, yeah, whatever. And they'll somehow they're gonna have you come out, or it's gonna be. So I didn't know how the scene was gonna be. Honestly, I just heard my name, so I came out. I thought it was gonna be a different. I didn't know, but I heard my name, so I went outside. But what the plan was, he's supposed to say that he didn't like me, and I was gonna say, well, what's poppin'? And we was gonna just do, you know. But then I was like, but if you take too long, because I'm not doing that on TV, just attacking people and looking like an angry black man. I want other jobs. I don't want to be on other ratchet shows. So I was like, yeah, we're gonna do that, do the big one. But if I was like, but if you take too long, shit, it's already been set up. If you take too long, I might just have to slap. I'm gonna slap the shit out of you. And then I walked out the room. So so yeah. Then it came down to that scene.
I love it.
That part, what the fuck? So then when it came down to it, I heard TBD, so I went outside. He threw something, missed it, started swinging and stuff. He just did a boom, swing, 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 ooh, swing, 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 ooh, swing, 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 ooh, and then
right. He definitely was pulling it out.
And then the producer hold my arms. I'm like, oh shit, like, bitch.
Just a setup. So to be perfectly clear, this was not a real fight. This was something you guys put together just to get.
Well, okay, so it was a real fight because bitch, we really throwing hands, but we set it.
Well, yeah, I'm saying in that sense, but
I mean, yeah, in that sense, my knuckle is still not back yet. Like, I can't even. Ooh, my hand's still shaking. Like right here, it's like super flat, but you can see like this is my good hand. You can see like,
yeah, injuries.
Like, yeah, but it was like it wasn't like a street fight. It wasn't like if the cameras was off, it'd have been a different fight. Like, bitch, you gotta die. You know what I mean? Like, but it's like we're on TV. We're not trying to do too much. Keep it cute. Do. People are watching this. Like try to think. Like, not gonna lie. Yeah, but he's just like letting it get to his head now, and it's just like kind of annoying. Like, somebody sent me something. He was like, "Oh, bitches, no, bringing up my friend. Me and William been friends for years, And he was bringing William up, and was like, somebody sent me something him saying something about I want to fight William, and everybody know I run up on big bitches. Like, stop. Why are you bringing me in? Why are you, bitch? I told you to do that. You didn't. You were supposed to fight Dimitri because on the first night. Let me rewind it real quick.
Oh, go ahead.
He was when we all was in the hotel. He wanted to fight. He was the one that was talking about he was going to fight Dimitri. He was supposed to fight Dimitri. He was. I guess he had told Dimitri like, "Oh, did you notice there are the only 2 white people in the house? That they're going to try to pin us against them, pin us against each other. So we need to fight them." This is what was told to me, that he said that. He was saying that to Dimitri. Yeah. So we're going to like be on each other's side and fight them and stuff like that. He said that. But then he was coming to us talking about, oh, I'm the real white boy, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, oh, you're talking shit. Well, fight him. When the cameras roll, fight him. That's what I said to him. I was like, fight him. I was like, you two are white anyways. You do better than the last white boys was William and Dylan. No shade, it's no shade. But I said that. I was like, the last white was William, Dylan, and y'all. Everybody talking about how they didn't do their big one. Bitches, you're a big one. Get him out the house then. You talking about you Greek, you talking about you Italian, yo. So who's the biggest? Who's bigger? I was saying that to them. So he said he was gonna do it. He saw how he was gonna fight Dimitri. It ended up not even being him fighting Dimitri. Ended up being everybody else. You know what I mean? But it was supposed to be you. It was already planned. I told everybody, like, we're black. We don't need to be fighting each other. I'm going to keep it real. You know what I mean? I told them, like, we're all black. We shouldn't be on the black network looking like a bunch of gorillas. You know what I mean? Like, let the white boys fight each other. Let them act ratchet. And then if anybody fight them. That's what I said. Fuck. Like, okay, so whatever. Because at the end of the day, this is a black network. I don't want to. I'm really pro-black. You know what I mean? I don't have anything against white people, but I don't believe in like black people being against each other and all that. Like, I'm against that. You know, so I didn't feel like we should be doing all that for ratings. We're brothers. You know, not us, but black people. You know what I mean? Like, we're brothers. You know what I mean? So it's like, so that's how I felt, and that's how I spoke on it. So that's what it was. They were supposed to fight. And then they ended up fighting him and stuff like that. He never fought him. So then everybody starts side-eyeing him. Mikey. You know what I mean? Everybody starts side-eyeing. Then Rail called it out. Rail was like, bitch, I think you scary because, bitch, you was supposed to fight him. Bitch, how everybody else fight? Bitch, you was supposed to fight him. You know what I mean? And then he was like, oh, everybody else was fight. He was making up excuses. So every time around the house, I was there for 2 weeks. Every time around the house, whenever you know, I was like, oh, why ain't the white boys fighting? Why ain't the white boys fight yet? I'll be saying shit like that. The white boys is like, you know what I mean? Like, what's going on? You know what I mean? Like, I was being Messy Mason behind the scenes, you know? That shit I was doing Love and Hip Hop. That's how I got the name Messy Mason, because, whoo, if I told you those stories. Well, that's a different story. But yeah, so he didn't fight him. Rel was starting to want to fight him. He even said to me, like, he was getting worried because people were starting to fight him. He was scared he was going to get ganged up on and stuff like that because he never fought Dimitri. Then Dimitri left. So it's like, bitch, you never fought. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think Rel was gonna end up fighting him, or he thought Rel was gonna fight him. So he was scared. So I was like, you know, like shit. I was like, well, let's do the fight. Even when I told him let's do the fight this scene, he's like, you want to fight me? You want to fight? No. I was like, no. Like, bitch, I'm gonna go home. Bitch, I'm tired. Bitch, I'm bored. Bitch, I'm ready to go home. I got shit to do. So when I saw that, it kind of irritated me. Like, and then you DM me saying, let's do another fake argument. Like, you don't like it. You at the reunion, you're gonna fight the other dudes, and they try to fight me because I guess they was talking about jumping me. Nobody ever told me they was gonna jump me. They told the fans, and so he was DMing me, telling me shit that they were saying about me behind. All type of shit was going on. You know what I mean? So, and then going on live with them, like, oh, I did, I popped, he won. Stop. Like, and I did tell him talk shit for a little bit, but at this point, stop bringing me up. The episode's over. It's on and on and on, and you keep bringing me up into shit. If you have a problem with William or whoever, do that clout. Bitch, don't bring me into it, because now at this point, I'm over it. I'm not going to keep going along with it. You know what I mean? Like, now I'm going to tell the truth, bitch. I want to go home, so I said, let's do this. Let's do this number. You never was like that. You never, like, you know what I mean? Like, stop.
Right. Exactly. Child. Before we move to the next person, let's take a common question. Miss Spoken Facts from the King's Corner said, so did you win the fake fight?
I said, I only got hit 4 times.
Oh, that classifies a win to me. Next person, since we mentioned him, let's get right on into the team, Mr. Rail Savage. Now, there's a lot that goes on with this person. So I want to start back before we even get into what you feel about him. I want to ask you, how do you feel about the situation with the social media situation that's going on between that? Well, it's kind of still going on with him, Cash, and all that about sleeping around and things like that. Did you witness any sleeping around going on in the house?
No, but when I left, the night I left, Cash was like, let me see that TBD. And he grabbed my dick at the premiere party. So I was like, I already knew. You know what I mean? Ooh. Yeah.
So wait a minute.
There's a few things that's happened, but I'm not going to tell everything yet until that person pisses me off.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's just really crazy. When it comes to the fight in the house, between, he got in a couple fights actually.
This is what I gotta say too. I already knew that nobody's really there for Bobby like that, because it'll only be like, there'll be a lot of times where we all actually did live there, and I would stay in my room or come out, and Bobby would be outside, and everybody would literally walk, like he'll be in the kitchen eating, and everybody would literally walk right past him and just be by the pool talking and stuff. Yeah, like, and so I'll be hanging out with him. Like, I always hang out with him when like everybody be like not around him. You know what I mean? Like, there was times people would hang out with him or be up with him. There would be times we would be certain of us would be in the pool just chilling all night till the sun came up, all type of shit. But there'd be a lot of times where Bobby would just be sitting by himself and everybody's like over there. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of times when that's happened. So I wasn't shocked about anything, because a lot of people are like, oh, you know, we're all actors. People saying that off camera, like, oh, I'm this, I'm that. Oh, when I get sent home, oh, I think I'll be here to this long. If he'd say he want me to win, I'm gonna say I won't roll in. All type of shit. People were saying all type of shit. So I already knew, like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, okay, like, I already knew what type of time it was.
Right. So any kind of situations happen between you and Real? Maybe any arguments off camera? Because it really didn't seem like you guys really interacted.
No, it was no arguments. The only real conversation we ever had was on the night we all was going to the house. He had gave everybody Henny shots, and he was like, "Oh, well, the cameras are on me, asking y'all questions and doing this and doing that." And I was like, "Why are you trying to fight?" Like, I asked him, I'm like, "Because stuff like that is gonna turn." He was like, "No." I was like, "Then why are you doing stuff like that? Like, that's all that shit's gonna turn to a fight." You know what I mean? Like, and he was like, "No, it's not." I was like, "If anybody get in my face, I'm not gonna just let them." And I'm sure. And he was like, "You shouldn't." And I was like, "And I'm sure nobody else would. I'm not sure nobody's gonna let nobody get in anybody's face. So if you're doing something like that, it's gonna be a fight." And he was like, "No, it's not," and stuff like that. That was the only conversation we ever had. I was like, "I'm gonna stay away from him because." I felt like he was messy, so I stayed away from him. But then we kind of became we've been around at the club scenes, like we stood by each other, like we didn't really interact like that until like after the show. But like we was cool, we got on live sometimes. But then he was like talking shit about me, I guess, so I just blocked him behind my back. But then he got mad that I blocked him, so I was just like confused because like, did you not think I was gonna know? You know what I mean? Like he said, because he was like he told somebody TBD left because he was scary, but it's like everybody know I wasn't scared. You know what I mean? Like scared of what? Nobody really had a problem with me. You know what I mean? Like as far as I knew, you know what I mean? Nobody ever said nothing to me about it. But I didn't really talk to him. I was in my room or come out to film, come out to eat, be in my room, see Bobby, hang out with Bobby, go to my room. I would never hang out, be around people unless they came to me and talked or like so we would hang out a little bit. You know, like I would never be the one to go and sit with everybody and be like, hey, you know what I mean? Like that just wasn't me because I wasn't really there to make friends. This wasn't like a real world, you know?
Right, exactly. It was a competition.
Yeah, so I wasn't. That didn't make sense. It's not Playboy House. You know, like.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah.
Next person on the list who was kind of floater in the house until his tea got spilled, Mr. Hercules. I want to ask you, how do you feel about him having a girlfriend outside of the show? And since you're openly bisexual, is that something that you would have also done if you were in a relationship, still staying in your relationship until you moved?
There's so much I want to say, but I don't want to. I mean, that was like, I don't want to be fake, but but like, come on, like everybody know Grandy's gay for pay. You know what I mean? Everybody knows he's like no, literally don't, right? I don't want like don't. Right?
I mean, I didn't know you was gonna come out with it like that, but I mean that is the term.
He just said it on set, but he is like everyone already knew he had a girlfriend already. Like even everyone already knew that, right? He's friends with J-Lo, my cousin. You know what I mean? So I already knew who he was. You know what I mean? Like not right. We never met in person, but she was talking like all the time. She's like, I want you, my friend Grandy. Like he's so cool and stuff like that. Like, you two remind me of each other. He's a Pisces too. You know, she would always say that like all the time. Like, oh, you want me? So I knew she had a friend named Grandy, and then I would see like his booty stuff before I knew who he was. You know, so I'll jack off to that. You know, but yeah, like that was it for story. But I put the two together when we started filming. But yeah, everybody ever knew he had a girlfriend. Jason Lee was laughing about it before we filmed. It was already a thing. I thought everybody knew that. But I don't want to. Like, I just wanted to be honest. I didn't want to be like, you know, but like, I had to be honest. Like, I thought this was a thing. I never watched the show after my episode, so I didn't know that, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, it was a big thing on the show.
I thought everybody knew that, though. I thought everybody already knew that he had a girlfriend. She came to the premiere party. You know what I mean? Like, everybody knew. You know what I mean? Like, everybody knew.
Wow.
Yeah, like, yeah. But I like Grandy. Shit.
Yeah, he seems cool. I just don't think he's gay. Well, maybe bisexual, but anyway.
I think he's bisexual, but I just don't think he wants people to know that. Maybe. I mean, but how can you not when you do the things you do? You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Whatever.
What made you want to come out as being openly bisexual, knowing like the stigmas of the LGBT community and things like that?
I've been out since I was like 14. Like my mom's bi. I have a lesbian godmom. I've so I've been around that a little bit. And yeah, and then the show I did when I was a teenager, it was a lesbian show, and my character, like I was one of the main characters. My character was like a homophobic. He had a twin sister that was a lesbian, a mom that's lesbian. You know what I mean? And he just wasn't fucking with that shit. So being on that show and like just being like hateful towards gay made me feel bad because I knew I was bisexual. You know what I mean? And it just didn't make me feel right. So yeah, I came out when I did that show. I called mom and I was like, I'm bi. So how you know? I was like, bitch, I've been doing things. Like I've been doing things. I'm gonna keep it real. But she was like, okay, well, you know, whatever, do you? Whatever, I support you. Be safe. So after that, I was just like, fuck it. I was always open about my sexuality. And I did say it on the show too because I didn't want people. Like I said, I thought the show was gonna be for a woman. You know what I mean? So I didn't know it was gonna be an LGBT show at first, and I was kind of nervous about doing that because I didn't want everyone just to put me in a gay box and just being, you know what I mean, just being that. So they did talk about me being bisexual, but they just never aired it. Like there was a time at the club when I was talking to this girl a couple times, and then I gave like maybe one or two my Instagram and shit like that, and they was watching Loki and they brought it up at the eliminations when I had the yellow one. They brought up a lot of shit. They was trying to say me and my roommate was fucking all type of shit. But yeah, they was like, oh, you like, we saw you give me a girl your number. Like, what's up with that? That's what all the race said. And then Bobby's like, oh, so you're bisexual. I have to worry about you not only dating guys, but now I gotta worry about girls. And I was like, I am bisexual. You know what I mean? Like, and then he gave me my my fucking chain. You know what I mean? But they didn't show any of that. So I was like, I guess whatever.
They probably only wanted one bisexual guy on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking
Who's
of
that?
well, we're gonna get right on into Mr.
Okay.
Rerun, aka Andre.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know about him when the Jeffree Star scandal was going on? Like, did you know him from that situation? I mean,
I didn't realize I was the same person. Like, I remember when it came out, and I remember seeing a picture of him then, and I was just like, I remember then I saw his picture, I was like, he don't got no booty. And then so I just like, exited out of it, and I just never thought about it again. And I didn't even really think, when I saw him in person, I didn't realize he was the same person until he brought it up. When he said something like, oh yeah, something about Jeffree Star, people dated, and I was like, oh, that's that nigga. Yeah, other than that, no, I didn't know his name. I didn't really know anything about him. Nothing. But he seemed kind of cool. Kinda. But then I don't know. People were saying that he was saying shit about me too, so I'm just like, shit, he can be on the block list too, right? That's the thing, like everybody was cool to me, everybody was nice to me, everybody was cool, you know, like everybody would seem like they want to be friends, you know what I mean? Like
right.
But that's why I told them, because they always like, why are you so standoffish with us and stuff like that? Because sometimes we'll all hang out, drink, smoke, or whatever. And not really because I don't know y'all, you know what I mean? I didn't really come here for friends. Like, I already know how this shit goes. Like, everybody knows it's not my first show. I know how production work. I know I've been around a lot of stuff. So I'm not going to sit here and confine in y'all and be cool with y'all and like, we brothers, we homies, we best friends. I don't trust people, first off. So for me to I don't even know y'all. I didn't sign up to. I don't know y'all. I'm the type of person, like, if I invite you in my life, that's how we're friends. You know what I mean? People just can't invite themselves into my life like that. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't sign up to go somewhere and be friends with somebody. I can't sign up to meet Bobby. So that just wasn't part of my assignment. You know what I mean? So they always like, why are you said? So I would tell them like when everything is all said and done, everything's done, and then let's see, because I already know how shit goes. People are cool now. Then people get some fame and clout, and people get people. I know how this shit goes. You know what I mean? So I already knew what type of time it was going to be. And I told them that, like, when all this shit's said and done, then we can see what's up. But other than that, I'm not really trying to do all that because y'all cool now. But shit, next month, y'all going to be acting funny as fuck. Like, and I was right. Because everybody was cool. And then all of a sudden, oh, look at this snap, this motherfucking screenshot. This person said that. What? Like, they was just calling me. We were just texting yesterday. Now you talk about, oh, I don't know who that is. Oh, he lame. Oh, this, all that. He's scared. But then when I get on live, you requesting to get on my lives. So it was just like, you know what I mean? But I'm not type of like, bitch, I'm gonna just block you. Like, I'm not, what am I argue? I don't know you. And then what I'm argue, I don't argue. What I'm gonna do all that for? Like, oh, you said this about, I don't care if you don't like me, block. I don't care. I love me. You know what I mean? Like, I love me, bitch. So like, shit, I don't be giving a fuck about all that. And then motherfuckers get mad when I block them. But I don't get why. It's like, why talk shit about me then? Like, that's weird. Exactly. I'm never gonna follow someone and then be talking shit about them. Look at their pictures and pressing like. And if I don't fuck with you, I'm not talking to you.
Period.
Yeah.
Yes. So before I ask the next question, I want to say to the viewers, if you guys have questions, make sure you ask them in the comments. Make sure you like and share this video also. The question I want to ask is, there were some rumors going around that Rerun and Bobby were kind of having a fling in the house while you guys were supposed to be competing. Do you know anything about that and would like to talk about it?
No, I wouldn't be surprised because they fucked before, but then I heard they didn't fuck ever. But
yeah, that's kind
then Bobby had a security sitting outside of his room. So yeah.
Oh.
Maybe it was just a chat, but maybe it was just a secret.
But
I
then
didn't give a fuck either way. Shit.
you bring
Low
something up
key.
here that I forgot about. That it was a video surfacing. I don't remember who played it, but that rerun was supposed to be trying to get on Love and Hip Hop. That's the only reason why it came on Bobby Show, and they never fucked and all that. Shit, I'm gonna have to do more research on that.
Okay,
But
because I know they want him on Love and Hip Hop.
yeah, I think he do
I
music
mean,
too.
it would make sense. I know, like, I've been around Mona lots of times in the past, so that would make sense. Low key, I could see her doing that. And this, yeah, I could see that. I could really see that. I'm not gonna lie.
True.
That could have really been a thing, but you never know.
Right. I guess we'll find out soon.
But congrats if so. Shit.
Next person we're gonna talk about is Mr. Cash, aka Go Hard. How do you feel about him and all his fighting? Let's start with the fighting and stuff first.
You know, I had two thoughts about it. I really wanted more from him. You know, like being there, I really wanted because he said he came from Mississippi and stuff like that. So I really wanted to see him elevate. I didn't want to see him act the way he act. But at the same time, I'm not about to act like that. So somebody act like that, so do what you gotta do. You know what I mean? Like so it was like two sides. Like I was like, do your shit, do your shit, do your shit. But I don't feel like it's gonna pay off in the long run. Like I don't think it's gonna pay off in the long run. But I really wanted more from him. I wanted him to like and I did mention it only once and I was like, you're gonna look like the big bad wolf. But he was drunk and he was like, I don't give a fuck. And I was like, well, I'm just gonna watch then. I was gonna watch then. Yeah, I feel bad, but at the same time, whatever. Do what you do. I don't. However people move is how they move. You know.
True. I have another question about him. Bobby said a lot of times that he was a fan in the comments and that he known him for a while. Woo, woo, woo. I don't know how true that is. All that. My question is, do
I
you
think it
think
is true.
it is?
Yeah, because he said something about. He did mention something like that. Like he's been trying to get. He did say something like he's been trying to get Bobby for a while or something, and then didn't he say on the show too? Like I remember him saying like, oh, he got one of his friends to tell Bobby, hey, or something. So I
Something
felt
like that.
yeah,
But my
I did.
question is, how was that the case when now you're dating Island Boy?
But this is the
Is there any
thing.
evidence of that in the house?
But this is the thing. Bobby was talking to a lot of people that he put on the show. There's a couple people that he was following and being in the DMs with and like talking to them. I'm not gonna say no names, but you know, like saying, "Oh yeah, like you're next. Did you put your audition video? All type of shit." You know what I mean? So, but then Bobby just act different on camera. But also the Cash and Island Boy thing, I don't know. I just think it's a marketing move, you know.
So when I just rewatched the episodes back, I kind of noticed every time you saw Cash, you saw Island Boy. Was that the case off cameras?
Yeah.
Ooh. So no one suspected that it was a love kindling?
I didn't give a fuck. Well, so the thing the thing about it was, so the first night Cash got drunk as fuck, and he said he don't drink like that. He got drunk as fuck. He ended up getting into a security, and all type of shit was happening. Like he almost got sent home, a couple like low key. But Jameson was the only person that was really trying to help him calm him down. So then after that, he was like, "You're my brother." Cash like, "You're my brother. I love you. You're my brother," and stuff like that. So then after that, they was just always together. But then, no, I'm not gonna talk about that. But yeah, so I don't know. I could see that, like, but at the same time, I didn't really give a fuck what anybody was doing. I felt like everybody was because at the same time, I remember people was already admitting to me, like saying to like, "Oh, I'm an actor. We're actors. We all know we're actors." Like, I never said I was an actor. People sitting there like, "You know, we all actors." Like, come on, Mason. It's like that. Like, what? Like, but I'll just let them talk. Shit.
Period.
Yeah.
Speaking of another thing about Cash, when it comes to some of the fights that were going on with Dimitri, it seemed like he was jumping in to help others and not really fighting his own battles. How do you feel about that with Dimitri being your friend? And if you guys were as cool as you are now, would you have helped him in the house?
So at the time, I didn't give a fuck about none of it because I wasn't friends with anybody, you
Right.
know. But him fighting his own battles, I don't think he really have any battles No shade. I don't think he had any battles to fight of his own. You know what I mean? It was like kind of everybody else. Even when somebody asked me, what's his name? Crush. Colgate. People asked me, like, someone asked me, oh, what's your beef with Colgate? And I was like, well, he's like 5 feet. You know, and he wears makeup and dresses. I'm 6'4". You know what I mean? I wear pants. You know, so there's no beef. There's no beef. You know what I mean? And then this might see a screenshot of Cash saying, oh, if he got a problem with Crush, now he got a problem here. Something weird shit. But so it's like, yeah, you always get into other people's things, and I don't know, maybe just want to be talked about. I don't know. I don't get it. But you know, do you, bruh? Do you? Right. I think, but I just, like I said, I really personally on some real shit, I feel like he should have just kept it cute the whole time on the show. He has beautiful hair. You know what I mean? He's tall, he's Puerto Rican, everybody think he black. You know what I mean? Like, you came from nothing, like, no shade. Like, you should have just been elevated, and that's what your whole mindset should have been, instead of the fan, like what's going on now, because there's gonna be a new show. There's gonna be new shit on Zeus. Nobody's gonna be talking about the show forever. You know what I mean? Like, let's keep it real. Right. This is some moment. This is a moment. Like, yeah, people are gonna watch it sometime, like in the future, and follow us and shit like that. But at the same time, it's not gonna be the talk. We not. Do you think next year people gonna want to interview all of us, keep talking about this shit? No, like we talking about it now. You know what I mean? Like, true. So I feel like he should have. I feel like they all should have thought like that personally. But you know, I don't judge nobody, because at the end of the day, like, if I wasn't about to look like that. So shit, if somebody is willing to do it, I ain't do your big one. Shit. Cause that got me looking even better. You know what I mean? Like, shit.
Right. Next person on the list is Mr. Dingaling. How did you feel about him? And were you familiar with his porn before getting on the show?
Some people, not exactly. Like, I knew some people that knew, like 2 people that knew him, and they talked about him before. That's so far, but I never really watched his videos or anything like that until after, because I heard it was a video of him getting taking dick. So I was like, let me see what it look like. But he was cool. He's like one of the nicest people there. But then, like, I guess he was talking shit on me too. Shit, like,
yeah, everybody talking shit about
everybody was talking shit after, like, oh, we're mad that he called us clowns and stuff like that. Because I was instigating fights. You know what I mean? Like, I was instigating fights. But who cares? I already told everybody I already said it. I was like, I already know this business. I know this reality world is in this realm. You either play the role, play the game, or get played. We all have roles here. You're gonna get fucked over and you'll be mad at your edits, or you better play smart and be happy with what you got. You know what I mean? So shit. If we all drinking, I'll be a little messy and put some shit into your head because we're mic'd up. And I know that you'll probably do it on the camera, then of course I'm gonna do it. But if the camera's not rolling, I don't want to hear about no fucking drama. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? But shit, you could tell me some tea, sure, but I'm not gonna be like, when the camera's rolling, I wasn't going to be like, when we was mic'd up, I was. You know what I mean? Like, we mic'd up, the producers are listening. You know what I mean? Like, shit's happening. Yeah, who cares? You know, I'm working. But at the same time, like, he was cool. We was cool. And then when we got off, but I never said nothing about him to him, nothing. So I just feel like he was just like, everybody else mad at Mason, so let me mad at Mason too. But I love it. Y'all, they know my friends, you know. We all had to live together because we all had something in common. Zeus brought us here.
True. Okay, I definitely feel that. Next person we gonna get into is Mr. Hot Wheels, aka Tony. How did you feel about him and the fighting that he was getting into? And I don't know if you saw, I did an interview with him, and he was kind of talking about a little bit of he didn't really feel equal to everyone in the house. So can you, if you want to, kind of talk about that and just anything you feel on him?
He was irritating me with that shit, low key. Like, we cool. We're not. Well, I don't talk to him no more. Like, we was cool at one point. Like, in the house, we was cool. You know, like, he was the only person that, like, I probably talked to him a lot. We would talk most in the house. You know, but I didn't get why. I feel like the only reason why he really felt like he wasn't equal because he wasn't against no fights either. But how does that look? Like, what? You know what I mean? Like, can you imagine somebody literally squaring up with him while he's in a wheelchair? Like, first off, you can literally get pulled out the chair. You know what I mean? 2, everyone's like, this is just no shade, but like, you're lower, so you can't even really reach anyone's face. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can grab someone, pull them till you do a viral shit like that. You should have just did it if that was the case. You should have just snapped somebody up if that was the case. But I didn't. That's just don't look right to me for anybody to like really try to square up with him and try to fight him. Like, you're in a wheelchair. There's not really, you can't really do too much. And that's just no shade. That's just the real thing. And I feel like that's what he was upset about because shit, he probably was he's from Texas. So I'm pretty sure he do like to get down. He did want to have his scenes, you know what I mean? But he couldn't. And I feel like it was frustrating him. because he couldn't get down. And we on Zeusnetwork, you know what I mean?
Right.
But it's like you in a wheelchair play that advantage. Huh?
I said the place took it down.
Right, you know what I mean? So I feel like he was cool, but I feel like he was just too angry about his situation and where he's at now, even though it's temporarily. You know what I mean? Like he would say he's gonna be able to walk again. So it's like I would just be if I was him, I would just been more focused on being able to walk soon instead of being mad that I'm in a wheelchair. Like, bitch, I'm on TV. I get to just sit here and chill. I don't gotta do too much. You know what I mean? Like that's harder. Like, okay, like that's my drink. I'd have been sitting watching everything go down. Shit, I'm already on the show, bitch. I don't gotta do nothing. I'm in a wheelchair. Just crack a couple jokes. That's how I would have felt about it. You know what I mean? How I think I've never been in a wheelchair before, but that's just what I think in my mind. You know what I mean?
True. Okay. Next, let's get right on into his handler, Mr. Davion. Can you tell us how much interaction you had with him, and could you see him like becoming from a person from behind the scenes to being a person who they made into a cast member? Since you being someone who's been in reality before, can you kind of see that they had made that transition, or was that?
Oh, I knew what that was all about when he was there. When he was around, and I'm like, why? Like, I was like, wait, are you a cast member? And he was like, no, I'm with him. So I was like, oh. But then he said that he did want to be on Bad Boys. So I was like, okay. So I already knew what that was about, you know?
True.
Then bringing him and stuff like that. I was like, oh yeah, okay. Well, he's getting his little. And I told him that. I was like, you want to be a Bad Boy? I'm pretty sure you'll be on the next season. Shit, they give you your time. Like, you can get some camera time. They talking about you. You know what I mean? Like, so. But he was cool. But then I kind of felt like it just felt like he didn't need to really be there at the same time. Because it was like, he was just getting our perks, and he's not a cast member. Right. Like, he was in the house, getting the tea, talking to people. Like, he couldn't be inside the house, but he'll be outside of it. And she'll be happening outside. You know what I mean? So it's like, I didn't really like that. But it was my production. I was just like, y'all might as well just give this motherfucker, like, just cast him if that was the case. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that was just all a mess to me. I was just like, what are we doing? Like, I was always thinking in my head, like, what are we fucking doing? Like, what are we fucking doing? Damn, my fucking phone's on 10%.
So, next person we're gonna get into is the self-proclaimed king of wheels, Miss Rolling Ray. How was it working with her, from seeing her in all her viral videos and all those?
I never watched, no shade, I didn't know who Rolling Ray was like that until the conversation. Okay. To the conversation on Zeus, and I was like, oh, okay. And because like my mom was like, you need to do your research on Rolling Ray because that bitch is crazy. Like, and I was like, what? I was like, everybody like me, nobody like, please, I'm not worried about that. You know what I mean? And he was cool as fuck off camera. Like, hey friend, you cute. Okay, I'm so glad you're here. I want people to pick you. You look so good. And then the camera's like, he'd be like, you nappy, ugly bitch. You like what? So I'm like, bitch. So at one point I would tell him, like, bitch, just do your big one. Like but I read the fuck out of him. They didn't show it. Cause I'm like, you trying to come for me and you dress like that. You supposed to be the host and you looking like how you looking. Like, bitch, yeah. I brought some old shit. I'm not about to bring no new shit because I already know everybody about to get down, try to ruin people's shit. You know what I mean? People be jealous of me in my real life. So I already expected it in this. You know what I mean? Because I already knew that I was the only person that's ever been in this realm that was there. I already knew that before. You know what I mean? So I was like, fuck that. I'm not about to go buy a new outfit or bring new outfits. I'm about to bring this shit that I bought last year, this shit that I wore last summer, this shit that I wore a couple months ago, this shit that I got. You know what I mean? So a couple new things that, you know, I got around, like Shop Him. Andre from Chasing LA got some Shop Him. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm like, bitch, you're wearing a knitted outfit. Like, you're literally wearing a 90s throwback. I'm like, you're wearing a 90s fucking throwback. You don't have your wig on. You have your titties hanging out. I'm wearing Versace. I'm wearing a Men's Boutique shirt. I'm wearing Gucci shoes. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's still bought and it's still paid for and it's still expensive. You know what I mean? It can never get out, like I said. So, like, all this shit you're saying is just fucking stupid to me because, bitch, you was just being cool with me and you look a fucking mess. You should be like, if you're going to talk shit, at least get some braces, get some veneers, make sure you're done up right, go to speech classes, speak like this. You know what I mean? Then you could talk your shit because you could be like, bitch, well, I'm in a wheelchair, but bitch, I'm articulate, bitch. You know what I mean, bitch? But you can't do that. You just some ghetto ass bitch. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, he's cool, but at the same time, whatever.
True. Okay. Do you think Rolling Ray was a good addition to the show?
Mm-mm.
You think that it did?
Yeah. Because I just feel like him, I just didn't. I guess for Zeus it makes sense because they like that crazy shit, but that didn't make sense to me to bring someone that's just gonna tear people down. That's supposed to be helping you. You're supposed to help. I'm so like, bitch. If I'm bringing you to help me go on a date, bitch, I don't want you running them off or talking too crazy or you know what I mean. That's how I think. I want like, yeah, you could probably like don't make it easy, but I don't know. I just like it just wasn't working. It was just like being in a scary movie or something, you know, like a scary movie spoof, like a little spoof, you know, like this puppet man, like he probably those little, you know, the Saw. That's what he make me think of. You know, the man in the wheelchair, like that's what he make me think of. Like sitting here, like just talking his shit. Like, what are you doing? Like, I don't know. It just wasn't. It was just weird. It was just weird. You know, it wasn't like being in that situation. It wasn't like this is. It was like this is weird. Like this don't make sense. Like it just didn't make sense.
Yeah, I kind of didn't understand her purpose either, but I guess all the little. Well,
Hold on, I gotta plug my phone up.
I don't know. I guess they just wanted a little extra, a little extra jokes.
Your phone's going in and out.
Can you hear me now?
Kinda. It seemed like it's trying to come back. You said it's a little extra.
Yeah, I was saying. I guess they wanted Rolling Ray to keep bringing a little extra jokes.
Yeah, but everybody. I mean, I guess people maybe did like it, but for on my end, people was always talking shit about him. Like, what the fuck? I feel like they should have had a female or something.
Right. They should have got Trina. But she ain't got.
Yeah, that would have made more sense. It would have made more sense if Trina was there and then Trina kind of popped off, you know, because she's the baddest, whatever. So that kind of would have made more sense to me. Like, I don't know. I just feel like he should have had a bad bitch.
Definitely so. But hey, maybe season 2 they'll come a little better. Next person.
Let's hope so. Let's hope so. Say it again.
I was saying, next person we're gonna talk about is our winner, quote unquote, Mr. Island Boy. How do you feel about him winning and then posting the crying video and then revealing a new relationship? Just kind of tell us everything.
At first I didn't think I was gonna like him, but he was so nice to me, but I didn't really think I just thought he was very extra, and I didn't think that I just kind of stayed away from him because I didn't think that people were gonna like him that well or receive him that well, low key. You know what I mean? But I loved his skin tone. I felt like I knew that Bobby's type was like dark and tall, so I knew that if I left, then he would win. You know? Because Bobby wanted me to stay. You know, he was like in my room when I was trying to leave. He was like, "Why are you leaving? You have a chance to win." All type of shit. You know what I mean? So I already knew, like the fucking one of the higher up producers was like, "We want you to win. Like we want you to win," stuff like that. So I already knew it was between me and him. If I left, he would win. I already knew that. So I wasn't surprised, but I did also don't follow him. I blocked like half of everybody. I don't talk to a lot of people because I just don't want all that drama in my real life. You know what I mean? Like when I'm on sets and stuff, cool. But in real life, I don't give a fuck. You know, so there are a lot of them are blocked besides maybe like 4 people. So I never knew about that. Someone sent me something recently of him crying. I didn't know what that was about. How do I feel about him winning? I mean, Bobby already knew that he was gonna have several other seasons. You know what I mean? And he just seemed to not really give a fuck anyway. So you know, he was already doing his things, and Bobby knew. So I already knew. You know, but I also knew it was just gonna be a show. And I felt like shit. A motherfucking dark skinned person better motherfucking win. You know what I mean? Like no shade. You know what I mean? But a motherfucking dark skinned motherfucking better win. That's how I felt. So I was happy that he won. I know that he does marketing, so all that shit don't surprise me. That's like it's just a move. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
So that's how I feel. That's how I feel. I don't feel like they're gonna be together for a long time. I did hear they're together. Happy for them. If they happy, good for you. You know what I mean? Cool. Right. But this is for now. You know, we just got to show that's hot, that's spicy. You know, why not give it another chance? Everybody's gonna talk about it. Why not start our OnlyFans? You know what I mean? Like everyone's gonna tune into it. Make that motherfucking money. You better get something out of it doing this instead of some fucking followers. Everybody's talking about John making some fucking money. You know what I mean? Like, the only thing I've ever been posting after this is me doing other moves and motherfucking new music and motherfucking interviews. You know what I mean? Like, moving forward. Like everyone's just been kind of like just arguing, like it's just weird.
True. Yeah. Definitely crazy. Last person on the list is Mr. Bobby Lights himself. How was it working with him, and how do you think the show was overall?
He was cool off camera, and then I don't know, whatever. I just don't give a fuck. He was cool off camera, but and then there'd be a lot of time he did when me and Roller Ray did get into it. Roller Ray did dress cute after, but he did like stick up for me a couple of times, but they never aired it. It was a lot. Like he was cool off camera. He's a cool ass dude, you know, chill vibes. But you know, he got to turn up for the cameras, and I wasn't feeling some of that shit, and I did express that. But you know, I just don't really have any thoughts of him. I blocked him too. I don't like. I just came to work. I worked. I did my. As far as I feel like I came and did my part. Y'all said I could get it. So now I am working on a bisexual love show, but I'm not. I don't want to do it on Zeus because I don't want people to just be fighting and shit like that. You know what I mean? And I'm dropping a motherfucking submission flyer soon. But yeah, I just felt like I'm just moving forward. You know what I mean? Like I did my part. Y'all said do this, I did that. I did, you know what I mean? I came, I stirred up drama, I did a big one, I showed my personality. You know, a lot of people, everybody fuck with me. So, yeah. Working with the Zeus producers was cool. I love Zeus, the producers. They all treat me like family. Do you think they would let anybody, do you think they would have stopped anybody from getting snuck? If that was like somebody else besides me, Big Bird trying to grab, do you think they would have stopped that from happening? No. You know what I mean? Hell no. They would need that motherfucking scene. So I love Zeus, but as far as like how everything is edited and stuff like that, and just like the ghetto shit, I don't want to be a part of that. You know what I mean? But I don't got a problem with Zeus. You know what I mean? They treat me like great, but yeah.
Okay, I was definitely gonna ask you about Zeus next, so thank you for answering that. Next, I just have a few more questions, and then I know you're busy casting and all these great things. So,
So much. My podcast coming, all so much, but yeah.
Yes, we definitely gonna get into the podcast after these questions because
Yeah.
I got some questions about the podcast. But
Okay.
one question I forgot to ask about the Mish tree was, I heard you call him a house pet. Where did that joke come from?
Out of my mouth. A lot of this shit that I said in the green screens, I just never even thought about it. It just came out. They asked me like for my green screens, they would ask me like they'll ask me questions and I would just answer it, and it just came out. I didn't even think about it. Even after I said it, I laughed. Here comes that house pet. Because remember, me and Dimitri wasn't cool at that time. We didn't really become friends after. Like, so okay, I'm gonna be honest about some shit. So shit, cause I be telling everybody else, I was telling my shit too. So like, so we wasn't we was cool. Like we'll have conversations in the house. I wouldn't say we was friends yet. But even like before we did the scene on by the pool, like everybody already fought him. So wait, can you hear me? Let me wait. But yeah, so we was cool. We wasn't friends. We was cool, you know, because I didn't want to be one of the people that gang up on him. So we have so before we even did that scene, I went up to him by the pool because he always has security around. They never even want him by himself. So I'm telling him about seeing, and I was like, you know, I want you to stay. I feel like you're gonna be a fan favorite. I feel like you're doing your shit. You know what I mean? Like, I really want you to stay, but I really did because it was a lot of drama. So I really want to keep watching that. But also, I feel like he was gonna be a star after this. You know what I mean? So it was like double sided. So I was like, yeah, you should stay, and I'll do a scene with you. Nobody want to do a scene with you because they, you know, obviously it's gonna be a fight. So I'll do a scene with you and stuff like that. And he was like, okay, yeah, I'd love to do a scene with you. And then when the cameras turned on, and he was like. Yeah, they need to go home. I was like, bitch, all y'all, even you need to go home. And he was like, you're so fake. Even like they cut this out. He's like, you're so fake. You was just talking to me after you Hollywood, bitch. And I was like, bitch, why are you talking about what happened? But I did that. That happened. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah. So yeah, I was talking shit. The fuck, like, I'm not like, yeah. It just came out of my mouth. I already told everybody then in person, like, yeah, sometimes we have conversations off camera. That's cool, but when the cameras roll, I want to be like New York. I don't want. I said that. You know what I mean? I don't want to be like. I was like, well, I don't want to. It don't make sense to me for us to be acting like we're friends when we're all here supposed to be dating this person. And it was all like, okay, yeah. Everybody heard it. Everybody's like, okay, yeah, that's understood. You're okay, yeah. Like, I'm not about to be smoking a bunch on camera. When the green screen's come on, I'm gonna talk some shit. You know what I mean? Like. So I didn't understand why anybody was mad at the end of the day because that's what everybody was saying. Everybody was like, "Pop your shit, talk your shit." Like everybody was doing that. Everybody was setting up something. You know what I mean? So everything was something was on, but then everybody want to blame it on Mason. Oh, he's from Hollywood. He set up all his things. He did this. But bitch, everybody did. Bitch, everybody did. What you mean?
Right. Yeah, a lot of I feel like if a lot of the drama didn't go on, the show would have definitely been very boring.
But I did, you know, at the time I think I did call him a house pet because I was thinking like, well, like he's like everyone hates him and he's like a dog. That's what I was thinking. You know, like no shade. You know, like those families that just have that dog, they just don't feed and just don't, and they, you know, that dog, that dog you feel bad for. You know, that's how I was feeling about him. Like, damn, I feel kind of bad for him. But at the same time, I'm entertained. You know, I don't really know him like that. So it was just like, yeah, the house pet shit.
Right. Shout out to Dimitri because she was definitely a character. Something else that I know everyone would love to know about is on the bus ride to the mansion. It was kind of a lot of things going on, and it was also drama when you guys were going on in the hotel. Anything that we didn't see on camera that you want to tell us about with that little time period?
It was just like before getting there, everyone was just kind of pretty much smoking and vibing. The people was clicking up. A lot of people, I just kept hearing people saying they didn't like Dimitri and stuff like that. There's really nothing that didn't happen on camera before then that I don't think anyone knows, like the whole juice incident. I feel like off camera, Hot Wheels, I feel like he was more hot headed off camera. There's a lot they didn't show because that was not another thing. The producer kind of irritated with him because they're like, he did pop up on camera, but not as much as he did off camera, and then they was just like confused because that's really him. He wasn't acting, you know what I mean? So they just couldn't understand that. They were like, why are you doing all this when the cameras aren't rolling? But it's like because he's being himself. Like he's obviously going through something. He's in a fucking wheelchair. He got shot. He wasn't born like this. Y'all got this nigga in a back house. He can't go up the stairs. You know what I mean? Like he was talking about this shit. You know what I mean? Like he was going through a lot of shit, and then he felt like he was just being like treated like shit on top of that. So
right.
Yeah,
I feel bad for him in that sense.
Yeah. But I told him, I was like, you know, like everything, no shade. Like I'm not saying that you getting shot was a blessing, but everything happens for a reason. Like because if you didn't get shot and you wasn't in his wheelchair, you wouldn't be here. Not saying you don't got a personality, but they needed somebody in a wheelchair. You got picked. So if none of that shit ever happened to you, you wouldn't be famous right now. Shit. You gonna walk again, nigga. So shit.
You right.
Wait, can you say that on here? Because can I say that word on here?
What word?
The N-word.
I'm sure you can. People say it all the time.
When I signed contracts with TBS, they're like, you cannot talk like this no more. You can't do this. You can't post this. You can't do that. They're like, they give you
really? They told you that?
They
period.
you. They gave me like a thick ass paper. The
one like, you just did.
Mm-hmm.
We gonna have to talk about that.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. Yeah, we're gonna do a separate interview though, so you can give me twice. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely, because everybody gonna want to know what we talk about.
That's a whole nother story. Yeah.
But speaking of separate interview, the last question I want to ask you about this show is if there's a season 2, which looks like it might be, would you be willing to go on there and try your shot again?
There's gonna be a lot of seasons, I'm sure, but I would just do like what New York did on Chance and just like instigate some shit and leave. I'm working on my own bisexual love show. Men and women competing for me. You know? That's what I'm working on now. Because that's what I said I wanted. So fuck that. Nope. You edit like you wasn't fucking with me. I'm not about to do that again. Because all it's gonna be is you're gonna be like, oh, TBD's back. But like you'd be cool with me in person, but you're gonna be on the green screen. It's like, he came. Like I don't want to like Rolly. And I told them that. Like even the name ceremony, they didn't give me the name TBD right away. It was a bunch of names they were trying to say. And I just kept saying no and all type of shit. And then he was like, well, right now it's TBD, to be determined. And it'll change it. But they even cut it off when he said he'll change it. But I was like, okay, I like TBD, you know, like Soul was like TBD, this big dick. So I was like, hey, this big dick, you know what I mean?
Shout out to Soul for helping you figure that out.
Now, yeah, I guess Soul named me, not Bobby.
Right, yeah, I did like the name Soul though. Mm-hmm. So now this is the portion where I like everyone to promote what they have coming up, what they've been working on, all those things. I know you have the Bisexual Love Show in your podcast. So can you tell us about those and anything else you have coming on?
Mm-hmm. Make sure on my Instagram, They Love Mason. I'm going to be releasing a flyer soon where everyone can submit videos. I'm also gonna do it in person, like a private in person one in LA pretty soon. I also have a podcast coming, Mason with the T, and T is spelled TEA, with T China. That's the T. You know what I mean? And we're gonna be interviewing different like celebrities, people that people know. You know what I mean? Like talk about a lot of different important things, sex stuff. You know, like it's just gonna be dope. You know, so I'm excited about that. I also have this song that me and T China also did called "Ass Jumpin'."
Okay.
It's hot. It's just on SoundCloud right now. I don't release it anywhere else right now because we're working on the video, and when the video released, then it's gonna be everywhere. You know, so we just put it on SoundCloud to get a response, see what people think. Everybody fucking with everybody. Everybody fucking with everybody waiting for the video. You know, and then we have to go to MBS about it. So that's gonna be talking on the show. You know what I mean? So I've been doing a lot. Chasing LA is out right now. I've been filming this other show called LA Hustle. Season 1 is out on YouTube. And filming for season 2 we've been filming for season 2 since before July, since before I left for that show. We still are fucking filming. And cameos, music, yeah. I feel like it's something else that I'm probably forgetting right now, but it's okay. It's okay. Just tune into my Instagram. They Love Mason. You know, same with YouTube. They Love Mason. Subscribe. You know what I mean? Apple Music, all that shit. Yeah.
Yes. Well, you guys make sure you follow him on Instagram so you can stay tuned. He got a lot coming up, especially another show that's coming up really soon.
Yeah.
Any advice that you want to give anyone wanting to become a reality star? Any advice to bisexuals who might not want to come out as bisexual? And any last minute statements you want to make?
So on the bisexual, be yourself, because when females don't give a fuck that I'm bisexual, because I straight up say it, like I am not getting fucked out here. Like I like niggas and I like females. I like both. I like to fuck. And they be like, okay, shit, you like to fuck, shit, nigga, you fine, okay, whatever, you know. But when you do that secret shit, and that's when you fuck up. You know what I mean? They don't like that deal. Let a bitch know what you're doing. You know what I mean? That's why I always like that. Just be yourself. Just be yourself. Be yourself. If you want to be on TV, be yourself. Don't watch people on TV and be like, this is how I'm gonna act. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you can be inspired, but a lot of people do that and then it backfires on them. You know what I mean? Like, go on a show and just react to it. What I did is react to things how I would really react. You know what I mean? Like, but bring it out because I'm on the camera. Like, you know, like in real life, I'm chill. Like, yeah, I be turned up too, but I be chill. You know, but when I'm on the green screen, you know, I'm talking like this. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, all that. I'm gonna do that because you know that's what you do on TV. You don't just what nobody wants to sit there and see people like, yeah, so today we're gonna go do this photo shoot and it's gonna be really fun. So I can't. No, bitch. But today it's the photo shoot, bitch. It's the photo shoot. You know,
right. Get them some
personality and just be yourself. Like however you will react, just bring it out. You know, because they look for energy and they look for personality. They want if you're not making them laugh or you're making them bored, then they're not gonna put you on the show because you're fucking boring them. You know what I mean?
True. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Mason. This was all great advice, all great tea, great talks and everything. I'm so glad and I'm so happy for everything that you got coming up, the things that they don't know about and the things that even you don't know about. I know there's some great things coming for you. So
thank you. I appreciate it.
One more time where we can follow you at and stay tuned to all this greatness that's coming up.
Yes, stay tuned. They Love Mason on Instagram. My Twitter is Mason_TBD. Yeah. And my TikTok is They Love Mason_. And you can find my music everywhere. They love Mason.
Yes. Okay. Well, thank you so much.
My podcast coming soon, so stay tuned for that. The podcast, Mason with the T. Find it on Instagram, YouTube channel for it is coming up. So stay tuned. A lot of great things.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for making time for us today and coming and chatting with us. And until next time.
Definitely. Thanks for having me.
Thanks. Have a good day.
Hollywood, ho.
Yes, Hollywood in this bitch. Well, there you guys have it. Alexander Mason, aka TBD from Bobby I Love You PURRR. If you guys want to go back and tune in from the beginning, I highly advise you do that. But before you leave, make sure you like, share, and subscribe this video. And stay tuned. You never know who we having come on next. You know, I stay getting the tea and just stay with it. So until next time, you guys.